All right, let's talk about landing a top-tier job in AI. Today, we're breaking down the 10 highest paying roles you can get without needing a PhD. Let's jump right in.
So you're fascinated by AI, right? You see the insane salaries, the mind-blowing innovation, but there's always that one little voice in the back of your head that says, don't I need a PhD for that? That you need to be a research scientist to even get a foot in the door?
Well, I'm here to tell you, the game has totally changed. For most of the hottest jobs in AI right now, that whole assumption, it's officially out of date. The doors aren't just unlocked, they are blown wide open.
Okay, let's dig into this. Why the big shift? Well, the job market is incredibly tight, and companies are now prioritizing what you can actually do over the degree on your wall. This means hands-on, practical skill, the kind you build through online courses, boot camps, and a solid project portfolio. That's your new golden ticket. And look, this isn't just some small trend. We're talking about a massive opportunity. The demand for people with AI skills is absolutely exploding, and companies are paying a huge premium to get them. Let's just look at the raw numbers here. Check this out, 56%. According to a recent PwC survey, that's the average pay bump workers with AI skills get compared to their peers in the exact same role. I mean, just think about that. It's a huge quantifiable advantage just for having the right skills on your resume. And this isn't a short-term thing either. We're looking at a projected 26% growth for these kinds of jobs over the next 10 years. That is nearly 7 times the average for all other jobs. That signals some serious career security and long-term demand. So why are companies paying so much? It's really simple economics. Industries that go all in on AI are seeing their revenue grow 3 times faster. Your skills directly fuel their success. And believe me, they are more than happy to pay for that kind of impact. So what's causing all this? It's really a perfect storm. You've got this explosive demand that the current talent pool just can't keep up with. Then there's the generative AI gold rush, sparked by tools like ChatGPT, that's creating this massive sense of urgency. But most importantly, companies have shifted from pure academic research to practical applied AI. Every industry, from healthcare to finance, needs people who can build things now. Okay, now for the part you've been waiting for. Let's break down the top 10 high-paying roles, what they actually do, the skills you need, and of course, what kind of money we're talking about. Kicking things off at number 1 is the machine learning engineer. Think of these folks as the essential bridge between a brilliant idea and a product that actually works. They take the models that researchers dream up in a lab and weave them into the apps and services we use every single day. They're the builders. So to do that, you need a really potent mix of skills. You've got to be a solid software engineer, especially with a language like Python. You need to know your way around machine learning frameworks like TensorFlow and PyTorch. Think of them as your AI toolkit. And you absolutely have to be comfortable on cloud platforms like AWS or Google Cloud, because that's where all the magic happens at scale. And for that skill set, the pay is fantastic. A typical range in the US is somewhere between 110 and 180 grand. But honestly, don't be surprised to see senior roles at big tech companies pushing way past $200,000, even $300,000 when you factor in total compensation. Next up, the AI product manager. Now, if the ML engineer is the one building the engine, the AI PM is the captain of the ship. They're the strategists. They decide what to build to hit business goals, and they're the ones who guide the tech teams to make it happen. And this is a perfect example of a different path into AI. The key skills here aren't about deep coding. It's about having a rock-solid foundation in product management, sharp business strategy, and just excellent communication skills. You need to be AI literate for sure, but you're guiding the vision, not writing the code. And that strategic value is reflected in the salary, often starting even higher than some of the purely technical roles. We're talking $130,000 to $200,000 plus. Okay, now let's do a quick tour through the next 8 roles. At number 3, the MLOps engineer. Think of them as building the factory's assembly line for AI models. They're all about automation and reliability, earning between $120K and $180K. Fourth, the super interesting role of prompt engineer. These are the masters of talking to AI, figuring out the perfect words to get the perfect results. It's a cool mix of logic and creativity, paying around $130K to $170K. Coming in at 5, the NLP engineer. NLP is natural language processing. They teach computers to understand human language, working on the tech behind chatbots, earning from $110K to $180K. At 6, we have the computer vision engineer. They teach machines to see, powering things like self-driving cars.
That pays from 120K up to 200K. Seventh is the classic data scientist, but with a heavy AI focus. They're the detectives finding patterns in data, making between 115K and 170K. At 8, the AI consultant. This is a big picture strategic role, advising companies on how to win with AI. It pays a premium from 120K up to 220K. Number 9 is the incredibly important AI ethics lead. They make sure AI is used responsibly, a role that's only getting bigger, paying between 120K and 180K. And finally, at number 10, the deep learning engineer. These are the super specialists building the most complex neural networks, commanding salaries from 140K all the way up to 220. So, we've seen all these different roles, but what's the common thread? What are the skills that really unlock the highest salaries and the fastest career growth? Let's break that down. The people who earn the most are what's known as T-shaped professionals. The technical core, that's the machine learning, cloud skills, and Gen I, that's the deep part of the T. It's the foundation, about 65% of the skill set. But to really excel, you need the top of the T. That's business savvy, domain knowledge, and the ability to tell a story with data. That's where the real impact and the top-tier salaries come from. Okay, this all sounds great in theory, but how do you actually get there? Let's map out 3 practical roadmaps to land your first high-paying AI job, depending on where you're starting from today. First up, let's say you're coming from a field like marketing or operations. Your domain knowledge is actually a secret weapon. Start by building a foundation in Python and data analytics. Grab a respected certification to prove you've got the skills. Then, the crucial part, build a portfolio with projects from your industry. That'll help you land an entry role like an AI analyst. Now, if you're already a software engineer, my friend, you have a massive head start. Use your coding skills to build a personal machine learning project. Go deep on a framework like TensorFlow or PyTorch. Get a cloud certification from AWS or Google. Then, look for a chance to pivot into an ML engineer role, maybe even by starting an internal project at your current job. And for all you business and marketing pros, your path is all about becoming a strategic leader. Focus on AI literacy, not the code, but the use cases for your industry. Get your hands dirty with no-code AI tools to really understand what they can do. Then go propose a small AI pilot project at work that shows initiative and impact, positioning you perfectly for those hybrid roles like AI product manager. Okay, we have covered a ton of ground, but knowledge without action is, well, it's just trivia. So let's boil all of this down into a simple checklist you can use to get started the second this is over. Here it is. First, pick your target role. Next, enroll in just one foundational course this week. Brainstorm one small doable project. Go update your LinkedIn headline right now to signal where you're headed. And finally, follow a couple of industry experts to immerse yourself in the conversation. It's all about small, consistent steps. Because at the end of the day, building this kind of future-proof career is a marathon, not a sprint.